You're sitting there so astute. You go, puppy? Yes, you miss. He's a good boy. It's just the kids that are going to school, Papas. And you just burping. It's gross. I know. It's your ear. Don't do the Ewok. There you go. I didn't bring my coffee. Do you know? Wait, okay, hold on. All right. Loki's doing his Loki thing. I know. They're going to school. The babies are going to school. Good morning, Lynette. Good morning, Sandra. I am in the main, well, this, I live in a townhouse. So the townhouse that we own, the main level is the second level, and the third level is where all the bedrooms are. So I'm like airing out the house because it's 52 degrees, and I only can air out the house 2 times a year, and that's in fall and in spring. And spring's kind of iffy because it's always raining, and it's 52 degrees, and everyone's been sick, and so I'm trying to open all the windows and let the air flow through, and it's gonna get quite nippy, so I'm gonna put on a sweater and put on Loki's distinguished gentleman scarf, uh, and we're going to air out the house and just do some deep cleaning while everyone's out. Today is going to be, I want to sew, but today I feel like it's going to be administrative work where it's like creating listings on Etsy for selling bags. I still have not mailed out my Patreon stuff, and it's because when I went when I went back to sleep on Saturday early, and I missed going to the post office. And so in my head on Sunday I can go to the grocery store to go get stamps. They were all out. They were like, "Oh, that's so old fashioned." They were making jokes, and no one had stamps. So I had to go to CVS this morning. I got some stamps, and then I need to mail those out. I'm going to try to get them out before 2, before my mailman comes, so he could pick them up for me. And I'm just doing clerical work. Clerical work takes a lot more out of me. It's like the least favorite thing I have to do. I hate making listings because you don't you want to come across, for me at least, like humble, enthralling, and whimsical, but like not like, "Oh, my bag is the best bag you'll ever have, you need to buy it now," kind of thing. And trust me, there's listings like that. So no, US postage stamps, correct, Lynette. So I'm putting all that together. I have everything written out. I just need to do it. And then what I like to do is, because I do snail mail on my stamps, I go through each person's account on Patreon and mark that I mailed out July's or June's, September's, whatever I mailed out, so that like log of everything. And plus, my phone is new. So my phone is not syncing up to nothing. It's not a new phone, it's just new, it's a replacement, but because it's not the same, it is not syncing up to nothing, my car, anything. So I'm like trying to figure out passwords, syncing things up, and it's, yeah. I'm sorry. I can't, it's, I don't see it frozen on my end. I'm sorry. So, yeah, Lynette, get rid of that old Germany air. Sickness be gone. Yes. I'd, my abuelita and like anybody that I ever stayed with that when I was younger, they were all about airing out the house when people were sick. So I'm the same way, and I love airing out the house. It just gets all the old air out and lets all this new fresh air in. So, oh, Karen, am I freezing up? Okay. So, yeah. That's basically what I'm doing today is clerical work, all clerical work. And if I can get the clerical work done, then I'll sew. But I have a lot of backlogs to do. I have surveys. If you do conventions or if you sell as a vendor, sometimes they send you surveys. And I'm a person that really like to fills out the surveys because the only way a a company knows how to improve sometimes or what they do is great sometimes is by surveys. So I have a few surveys for Otakon and Shore Leaf that I need to fill out that I'm behind on too. I'm like behind on so much stuff, especially because we all were just hit with sick. Yes, we have Patreon tomorrow. Patreon tomorrow is just like basically going over the anatomy of the bag, what materials you suggest, and if we should change something for in the interior or pockets. There's no actual sewing tomorrow. It's more of like what else you need to get. I like to make sure everyone can have enough time to get all the supplies. That's why I usually do the last two Tuesdays out of the month. Um, the last two Tuesdays out of the month to do the sew alongs because I want to make sure everyone has all the materials because I have people in my Patreon that are in England. I have people that are in Hawaii. I have people that are in Puerto Rico. I have people in Canada, and everybody doesn't have the same access of stuff like I do. So my thing is that I try to, if we're going to do modifications, I want to be able to give a person enough time. Speaking of Shannon, she's going to be coming out, no pressure, soon with the side panels to the Rowena. And if you were on my Patreon, we just did the minimal Rowena, and I have a newfound respect for that bag. That like I love the original Rowena with all my heart. I think it's the best because it's zippers galore. But the minimalist one I love. But so there's gonna be like she has like instead of having the magnets, it's gonna have like a side zipper. And I'm really excited because there's only two other bags I know that have like similar side zippers, and one of them is the one that we're doing in Patreon. Um, and I'm always a sucker for like a side and then something releases from it to give you more room. I think it's just so sleek, and I like the zipper because most likely you have more zippers in your stash than magnets coming out with that. Dude, you have to okay, so anyone I am the only show I am sticking on to right now is Ring of Power, right? So I didn't get to see it on Thursday because everybody in the house was sick and whatever. So I watched it yesterday. The way they ended it, I almost threw my tablet across the room. I was just it's been a very long time since Games of Thrones probably where I watched a show where I am like counting down the days to see the next episode. The Ring of Power the first season kind of reminds me of if you watch Peter Jackson's, I always feel like Peter Jackson's second installment of a movie is more story than action, right? So you know the first one and the second one's going to be like bam 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 in your face, right? But in the second one's more of a story. So for Rings of Power, the first season is very slow, very very slow. It's just like giving you the backstories. You kind of get a little bit more insight on like the elven policies and whatnot, right? This season it comes out hard, like it hits you with the 1-2 punch the minute it starts, and the way the last episode ended, like I said, I wanted to throw my TV like bam. Like, I was like, oh, you cannot end it like that. Whoever is the director and writer and all the actors of this are like making Shadova's Lord of the Ring fantasies come true. Like, keep this coming on. Like, Amazon is doing it good. What the hell, Shannon? Okay. So, okay, like I told you, the first season's slow for me. The first season is kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just me. The only other person that agrees with me is my brother, is like in the Hobbit trilogies from Peter Jackson and Lord of the Ring for Peter Jackson, the second season is slow to us. The second episode is like slower than the first. Like it's like a build up of about what's about to go down. So that's how it feels. But that's for the first season. The second season, it is just it's bringing in characters that were pivotal that Peter Jackson left out because he didn't think their characters were pivotal. And that view things different than other people. So I will never ever bash Peter Jackson's versions because he made a whole different generation love Lords of the Rings and The Hobbit, which me and my husband were talking about. It was really weird. In elementary school, in prime school, I had to read The Hobbit and I had to read Lords of the Rings, right? But my kids never had to read it in junior high, high school, or elementary school. And I was like, that's weird. Um, or I do certain things that they don't understand. Like, I had to read The Scarlet Letter freshman year of high school, right? So I make jokes all the time. And like the only person that understands my jokes is my husband, or I'll do Of Mice and Men and like these books or The Telltale Heart, Rikki Tikki Tavi, like these kids are not reading these books. So it is crazy that I never really think of a generational gap about reading, but the kids reading syllabus in schools are not the same as when I went to school in the 90s. So they don't have to read as many as books as I have. And I guess like when they see me nerding out with Lords of the Rings, they don't understand that it was elementary school and junior high and then doing theses on Tolkien and stuff like that that has me like Tolkien fangirling out like no one's business. And so when Amazon said that they were going to come out with Ring of Power, I was kind of hesitant, but then I liked it. I liked the first season. It is slow compared to the second season. The second season introduces such pivotal characters that we really didn't get to embrace or get to see in the Peter Jackson movies. But if you've read the books, you know exactly who these characters are. Um, and I don't know, it's really cool, like, just to see somebody else's vision. Just like The Wheel of Time, I remember starting that, Jesus. I've always been a sci-fi nerd, so I would read books. I think I started The Wheel of Time relatively really young. I think I started it in junior high, like sixth grade. And then so when they started it on Amazon, I'm like, Amazon is like speaking to my heart right now. They're like, you these books that you liked as a kid, we're gonna remake them. Oh well, thank you, Yannick. No, you won't have any the negative feelings. You just have to put aside. It's not gonna be Peter Jackson. So like the things that I loved about Peter is not there, but the things that were missing that I thought Peter wasn't there is there. So like I don't know, it's really good. It's really good. So that's why I was like, have you watched? Because as soon as as soon as I almost threw my tablet against the thing, I messaged two people. I messaged my brother and then I messaged Shannon. Did you see last episode? So, um it's fun when you find another nerd that likes the same nerdy stuff as you. With that being said, again, don't forget if you are into Lords of the Ring or if you are into Star Wars, don't miss out on Olivia's pre order because retail doesn't come often because she is a one woman team. She does her clericals, mailing out, sorting, everything herself. Occasionally she gets helpers, but it's still she's a one woman team, so her shop is not open around the clock. It's better to get stuff in pre order so that you can get exactly what you want than trying to have fast thumbs and fingers and trying to get it through retail. And retail prices are slightly higher than when you pre-order when it's at a slightly lower rate. So just putting that out there. Um, and just follow her Alchemats on Facebook and you'll be able to like see all the strikers, different stuff. There's just she's brilliant. She really understands her fandoms. I know it holds a special place in my heart too. I totally completely understand. I know, Arnetta, this is like perfect walking weather. It is 52 degrees out here. It feels there you could tell falls on it coming in the air, but I have the windows open. I am trying to get everybody's sickness. Everyone's at school or work except my oldest. She's asleep. I am opening every window in the house and letting the house freeze out. I know. I know. You know I will join you. You know I will join you. I want to because any class, if you take a class with Shannon, you're gonna learn a lot. Like, if you have one of her patterns, I have had people tell me that they have bought patterns from you but have not made the bag, but they get the patterns to read your book, to read your book, to read your to read your information like a book so they can learn from it. And I'm like, that is dope as hell because like there's something like there's certain things, certain aspects of Shannon's that I use in different stuff. Like I have used her pocket trick and Rosie in so many different smaller bags. It's not even funny. So like her slip pocket is made completely different from anyone else. So if you're just it's kind of she kind of reminds me of like the token of bag designers. It's worth getting her pattern even if it's not up your alley because you may learn something that you have not seen anywhere else. And that's the way I look at it is education. Ooh, your retail's arriving this week, Lynette. You must be super, 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 super good. Okay, you're like, join, come down to Middle Earth at Mormino. Come and join us. Where do you get the info? Shit, you okay at Mormino? Lynette, are you able to go onto Mormino, where the class stuff is, and maybe post the link? Because I know Lynette has fast fingers. Yeah, you click on so whatever merch and it'll say like classes and then you'll see Shannon's face and you click on that. You learn a lot. Your Rockamets orders is coming today too. I'm telling you, that's like always like getting candy. Like I don't know. I'm when I get stuff from her, I'm like excited. I'm like, yeah, this is the best day ever. So I'm always excited for when I get my pre-orders. Like, cause I think my last pre-order I like stocked up on Star Wars stuff. Believe it or not, I am so low on Star Wars hardware. It is not even funny. It is scary, not funny. Yes, she does ship the fastest out for retail. I think she's pretty fast for pre-order. Like my whole thing is that I don't think people really get to see the behind the scenes. Really pay attention to her Facebook group because when she's like doing the thumbs up and you see the mail packages, this woman is doing it all by herself unless she's graced with one of her friends that come over and help out. And even then, there's a lot of us that are ordering like stuff. So she has to count out each individual zipper pull, each individual like whatever magnet and all that stuff. And that does take time, especially if you get like a random order like mine that's like, oh, I want 7 zipper pulls, I want 20 Chicago screws. All that stuff takes time. And I don't know. She's also really cool with Grace because like one time I was like, I'm missing. I know I don't want to message you, but I'm missing just one Chicago screw. She was like, yeah, do it, and she got it out. Like it was like
she mailed it out Friday. She's in California and I'm in Maryland, so she's literally across the country from me. And it was here like that Tuesday, and I was just like, holy hell, okay. And she really does take care of her strikers. So that is something that's important to you. Cause like, haven't you like never have you ever went to a place and you refuse to shop or eat at that place because you know they don't treat their workers really well? Well, Olivia treats all of her strikers like we're best friends, and she'll bend over backwards for us, and she's just really down to earth and cool people. It's out. Shannon's class is sold out immediately. Yes, I want. I'm not surprised. She's a phenomenal teacher, and what I like about her is that she's not. She's kind of the opposite of me. I'm like a mile a minute, and like Shannon in person is very just chill and relaxed, and she likes to take her time and get every step right, and I appreciate that about her. So I think people that take her class will really appreciate that too, because she has a very calming presence, where I am just like, I don't know, scatterbrains, and I'm everywhere and everything. So yeah, Google So Whatever Studios class, yes. Yes, right? 1 minute, 1 minute. She's like right there. She's not like, well, there's no like sassiness or inconvenience if you are missing something. She's like legit, like, oh my God, I am so sorry. It happens. Let me send this out to you. Like, she's just a really good, she's a really, really good small business. She's one of the best, if not the best. So I'm gonna hop off and start like getting the postage on these things and try to get a pickup for Patreon. Tomorrow's Patreon we're doing So 8 Arts bag, the zipper bag, which I have been dying to do. The person's bag, if you want to see a phenomenal zipper bag from Zippers Arts, go into Alchemaps. Look up Amy and then just scroll down. I think hers is a Slytherin one, if I'm not mistaking it. Holy hell. Like like Amy has me fangirling out of her bags like all the damn time. Like she made the one from Sewing Arts, and ever since because of that bag, it made me buy that pattern, and I've been waiting, and then I'm glad that you guys chose it. So I'm excited. Yes, thank you, Lynette. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. Well, I hope everyone has a really good Monday and everybody's able to do what you need to do today. If you're able to sew, cool. If you're not, it's okay. And just be your whimsical self, and I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Talk to y'all later. Bye.